Yeah, just asking questions like about yourself or whatever.
Yep. Let's get
Deal.
it.
Okay. So today on the podcast, I have Mason Kuhr with me from Stampede Network. So tell me about yourself, Mason.
Yes, sir. So, um, started my journey in the e-commerce space, all that stuff about 5 years ago. I'm a fitness influencer, focus on mind, body, spirit. So holistic living, a lot of consciousness focused things. Um, about 5, 6 years ago, I was a D1 football player at Miami University, Ohio. After that kind of, came to an end, I ended up in the online space going through this crazy spiritual awakening, just building and trying a bunch of things. And then, ended up building my brand last March, growing my TikTok. And here we are at about, 200,000 followers and brand that's making a name for itself and starting to get our first investors. So
Hell yeah,
there you
that's
go.
awesome. So
Yes,
when did
sir.
you like? So when did you start getting into fitness? Was it like after a breakup or what happened?
Yeah, you know the formula. Um, yeah, so like I said, my freshman year of college, I was a running back playing football. That came to kind of a halt in a single day. Did not align with the values of the coaches, the programs, any of that stuff. So it just got out of there. And then
Right.
yeah, after that, I was kind of lost because my entire life I had identified with things outside of myself. There was no like security in who Mason was. Mason was always, the football player, the athlete, or whatever. And so, a lot of that anger and confusion I took out on the world. A lot of things outside of myself. Ended up going through a few breakups actually. They were very shallow after the first one, and that's when I kind of realized like everything I knew about myself was gone. And yeah, I mean, like up until that point, I was super accomplished. I had won lots of awards and all that, and that was just a rude awakening of, what reality can be if you have no security in who you are as a person or as a man. And yeah, I just kind of had to build myself up. Started discovering things about myself, building skills up, making connections, and then, just trying things. And yeah, I had to get back into fitness, obviously, because I got overweight and depressed, and that's for it. So went that
So
route, and yeah, people started asking me about it, and here we are.
hell yeah. So like when you first started like transitioning, were you like watching YouTube videos on like how to do this or how to get bigger or like things like that? That's what most guys search up and that's how they find your channel or my channel, right? It's like
Yeah, what
how
do
to
you?
pick up girls,
Yeah, what
whatever.
do you think?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, exactly. I went that route. I was learning how to walk more confidently. I was learning how to use certain lines to get
hell
women's
yeah.
attention. Yeah, pick chicks up. I mean, there was a period of time, bro. I was reteaching myself how to get women. I probably got denied by 400 plus chicks, and then
Yep.
you know, after I realized tactics and all that is just bullshit,
Yep.
that's when I stopped caring, and that's when results started happening. Um,
Right.
so yeah, like I went through all that reprogramming yourself, the pickup artist stuff, all of it.
Yeah. And then yeah, like pickup I always talk about on my YouTube channel like pickup is super temporary. Like what's
Mhm.
actually going to keep like long-term relationships and actually just good relationships with people in general is being a good person yourself and then focusing on your values, focusing on your mission, your purpose. And then those people will come along, right? You'll meet teammates along the way who are like good on your team, right? And then good people that you want to surround yourself with. And that's how it usually works. It doesn't work like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this line to just fucking talk to chicks, and it's gonna make me happy, and that's all I care about. It's gonna get me laid, whatever. But then it's super temporary. It doesn't work. Like that's not really who you are. You're just reading off a line, and it's not who you are. And girls can see right through that bullshit right away. And
Right.
so, and the girls are the best at this, right? Girls are the best at bullshitting other men. Is like they do this all the time. Like they do this professionally
Hmm.
and it's just built in them naturally because they just have a more emotional like connection in their brain. So
Yeah, touching off of that, I mean, it comes down to a few things. Like if you're trying to work on yourself as a man, you also have to understand the feminine. And so what
yep,
the feminine is about acceptance and intuition and energy and loving and all that stuff. And so women, they're emotional beings first and foremost. Men are more
yes,
mind focused. And that's how we have like willpower and discipline, and forging, just really forging, the river that women can flow through. And so, yeah, like, you have to realize women can sense every bit of energy inside of you. And if you're not coming from a place of authenticity and strength, you're just not going to get anywhere. And going for like the pickup artist stuff, the lines, that just stems from having a non growth mindset. Like, you're just
Right.
thinking short term. And so that bleeds into every aspect of your life. If you're not in it for the long haul with women, you're not going to be in it in the long haul for anything. And that's just how it
Right.
goes.
100%. Yeah, looking at the big picture. I talked about that in my last podcast, is looking at the big picture, because so many guys are so caught up on looking at the short temporary like pleasures in life.
Hmm.
They don't really look at the big picture of like what they really deep, and they have to really think deep. Too many guys, they just don't think deep of like what they really really want,
Right.
and they just go straight for instant like gratification, instant pleasure,
Hmm.
instead of like, hey, you have to go through a lot of suck and a lot of embracing the suck and a lot of discipline, um, and growth just to get where you really, really want to be. Like, and it's not for everyone. It's like it's the top 3% of guys who actually make the sacrifice.
If
You know,
that, bro, I don't even know if it's the top three.
dude, like less, like
Yeah.
way less. It's honestly getting way even more less, and then it makes it easier for guys like me and you to do things. The way that we do things, it makes it so much easier because so many guys. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. So many
Dude,
guys
there's
want to
no
be the average.
competition today. Like, there's
No,
no competition.
no, it's so easy. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm always saying, like, dude, if you want to stand out, you literally just have to stop giving a fuck, and that already puts you above like 90% of the dudes.
Right.
And then you start focusing on yourself, and then you're gonna be fucking 95% away past all the dudes. And then the top three is looks, money, status, and truly building yourself and following your mission and purpose. And like, dude, like you're gonna be way farther ahead than everyone else. And it's just because of society today. I don't know if you've seen how much society has changed in the past like 20 years or so, but it's bad.
It's bad. Yeah. And there's a quote too, like I heard the other day, and stuck with me, is you have to sacrifice for what you want, or what you want will become the sacrifice. And so, I mean, that could not be any more true today. I mean, we live in a world where everything masculine is inherently toxic, apparently. So, me saying the
Exactly.
truth right now is probably toxic, and I really don't give a shit. And
Right.
that's kind of where you have to come from. It's like how men have been villainized today. And you
Yeah.
have to ask yourself why. Like, there's a depolarization in society. Women are becoming more masculine because men are becoming more feminine, because they don't feel like men can provide and protect for them, which is inherently our role. I mean, it goes back to hunter gatherer, all that stuff. We were the warriors that protect the tribe. And I mean, guys today, if I'm being straight up, they're pussies. Like, they're just soft. So,
Right.
like, yeah, you got to focus on, first of all, getting your testosterone up, because that will make your mindset and your clarity and your assertiveness just go through the moon. But you just got to really, research who the leaders are of the world. Who are the people that led, and look at the traits, and just kind of incorporate those traits into the way you think and your mindset and your personality. And a great book for that is it's Think and Grow Rich. But yeah, man, I mean, being a man today is something else, but it's also a blessing at the same time if you get it down.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly awesome. It's super beautiful. Just like once you finally like be yourself and you act natural, it just feels amazing and nothing ever bothers you. I remember like when I was younger, I was just so focused on society and following society's beliefs and the friend groups and what was popular. And I was never really, really as happy as I am now, like doing what the fuck I want to do. Like I
Mhm.
see, like back then I was so focused on pleasing society and pleasing my teachers, pleasing family, friends, that I kind of lose that natural sense of what I wanted to do, because I always had urges of, oh man, I want to start that business, or oh man, I want to go talk to that girl. But then I always be like, nah, no, 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 my friends, I'm gonna get embarrassed, it's gonna fail, whatever. And then you end up not doing it, and it holds back so many men. And then once you unlock that ability to stop giving a fuck, oh man, it brings you so far ahead
Right.
of many people. It's gonna cut you off from a lot of low quality people, which is what you want. But when you're stuck in that position of trying to please everyone, you don't realize that they're miserable people and they're just trying to bring their misery because misery loves company. And
Mm-hmm.
they just want you to be miserable with them. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be doing all the things you want to be doing. Like, and so like I remember I used to be talking to a bunch of girls, and then all my friends would be like, "Oh, you are such a fuck boy. Why are you talking to all these girls? That's so fucked up." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. That is fucked up. I'm only gonna talk to one girl." And then I get my heart broken by that one girl. I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So, and I always realized like, damn, I was actually doing better off just fucking doing what was working before, which was talking to a bunch of girls, having fun, not giving any fucks,
Yeah.
focusing
There's,
on
there's
wrestling.
zero expectations when you go into it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's where you're getting the results. Is like you're trying to vibe more than you're probably not even trying to pick them up. You're just having fun.
Yeah, you're just having fun.
Yeah, and
And then
that's
your
all.
friends convince you to be all serious because that's what society wants. It's like, oh, guys, you guys need to focus on one girl, FaceTime her and text her all the time, give her
Mm-hmm.
all your attention, give her all your money, and then get nothing in return. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how you'll be appreciated in society. Just like Will Smith, and then that dude gets fucking cucked on live television. So
I mean, dude, he's gone. He's gone.
he's down bad.
Yeah,
He's down bad.
yeah. I don't know if he's getting back up. He's straight up with you.
No, no, definitely
Um,
not.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, you got to come from a place of authenticity and abundance. And if you aren't in that state right now, you just have to take a look around. Try and consciously notice how many people and things and opportunities there are around you. For example, like making money, just go online. There's so many different ways to make money. And the secret to that is all you really have to do is have conversations with the right people. And that applies to everything. That's just like relationships. That's fitness. You meet someone who can literally change your life and your body in the process, just by talking to them. And
Right.
so that's why it's like, if you're scared to be social, that is the number one thing you need to fix right now. Because here's the
Yes.
reality, guys: is every single person who is successful has fear. It's not like they don't fear anything. It's
Right.
just it's whether you decide to truck that thing and run straight through it, or just let it beat your ass. Like you just have to run through it even if it's there, and that's what masculine energy is.
Right.
That's the purpose. That's going when you need to go, and so it's going to be there forever. But you just learn how to tune it out and keep doing what you're going to do.
100%. So for fitness, your page is mostly about fitness, on TikTok, right?
It's evolving more into, I call it conscious evolution.
Okay.
So my whole thing is mind, body, spirit. Because like obviously we want to be fit, but it's like if you're not working on your mindset and spirituality in the process, you're really not going to get that far. People like jump into fitness all motivated for a week and they fail immediately. And then it's
Right.
like, why can I not get past a week? Well, because your mindset is literally still wired as someone who has never worked out in their life. So if you don't work on your subconscious programming and who you are and your identity before you even try to get the results, you're never going to get there. You have to see yourself as someone who has already accomplished it or accomplishing it right now. And that takes literal physical work in your body. You have to create the neural pathways to do so. And so
Right.
that comes like things like visualization, affirmations, taking it slow. I mean, you obviously want to jump in head first, but you have to know what you're doing and you have to see yourself as someone who can do that.
Yeah. No, I see a lot of fitness like influencers, and a lot of them don't like to share their opinions on like taboo topics,
Mm-hmm.
or just topics today. Like a lot of them are just very like neutral, and kind of boring. All they talk about is just fitness or whatever, which gets boring after a while. But that's
Right.
why I kind of like your content because you talk about a variety of different things like spirituality, just mental health, and other things,
Mm-hmm.
which it goes all into like your body as well. It's just everything connects, which is super important. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't really see that much on TikTok. Maybe because on TikTok you get fucking banned,
Right.
but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I my thing from the beginning is I used to be a very inauthentic person. Like I said, I was always externally identified, and since I kind of had my little spiritual awakening, is the term nowadays. I just call it, waking up to your full potential. But
oh yeah,
um, I mean, from that day, I promised myself I would never be inauthentic again, and I would put that before anything, whether it's money or relationships or whatever. It's like I'm always going to stay true to myself, and so yes, I'm in the fitness space, but I don't necessarily see myself as a fitness influencer. I'm just being me, you know, like I'm trying to share every ounce of knowledge that I have in my body, because there's more than just fitness. You know, there's someone out there that needs help with depression or relationships or money or the spiritual side. And it's like, you know, my thing is like, if I don't share that, there's so many people I can't help. And
Right.
so I'm very focused on that. And yeah, I'm very controversial with what I say, because what I say I truly believe, and I don't open my lips or make a word or make a sound until I actually believe something,
Right.
because I want to back up what I say. And doing that, I mean, yeah, I've probably sacrificed potential sponsorships and relationships like that, but like, you know, at the end of the day, when you think about it, fuck them. Like
Yeah,
they
I've
wouldn't. They
I've
wouldn't.
never had like an actual sponsor for the podcast.
Yeah,
I don't really give a fuck. And I get more listens. Like my
yeah,
podcast is like hit top 50 on Spotify in the United
right.
States.
No, and I
And
mean, this is a
not
true
even a
profit.
single.
That's why
Yeah.
it's huge. So
Yeah. And so like I don't really it's you don't need to focus on sponsors, especially if you're authentic, right? And I think that's one of like my biggest values as well is, you know, being authentic. And I think just being clear to people is what people are really going to value, because today it's full of politicians and full of fake ass people.
mhm.
And so once you see through that bullshit, and once you start to see through all the bullshit, you know, you look around and you're like, damn, there's not many people out there who are like truly authentic on social media. Like social
Mhm.
media is super fake. Like super fake. Like it's insane. And a lot of people just don't understand that until you get into social media. That's when you start realizing like, oh shit, like half these influencers are probably on roids and shit. Like, what the fuck?
But it's more than half. I mean, so I've met plenty of them in person. You know, they're great guys. There's great
Yeah.
people, and I respect a lot of people in the industry. But like at the same time, you go to some of these meetups and stuff, and I've never really vibed with them. I'll go up for, you know, networking and things like that, but you know, everything's for like content. It's like there's
Yeah.
no, you know, sometimes there's just no authentic connection. I mean, you live in LA. I mean, they
Yeah.
probably do that all the time.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's just
I was hanging out with I was at like a party with influencers and stuff, and I was talking to a bunch of like these fitness influencers as well. And
mhm.
like they're like they're pretty ripped. They work with Bradley Martin, like Raw Gear and stuff. They're part of the Raw
Who
Gear
was it?
team.
You know?
I'm not gonna say their names, but
Yeah, fair, fair. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that dude, they do not they're not really like the people that they seem like on social media. Like I've seen some of their videos,
Mhm.
but yeah, they're just it's just super inauthentic. Like they just you could just tell it's like it's a little weird, and yeah, a lot of them are like simps too. So it's like yeah, I'm not gonna
Dude, there's like I if I had to say one industry with like the worst game in the world, it's the fitness industry.
fitness. It is, dude. It's crazy. Like I watch Bradley Martin's videos, right, and I'm like, okay, this guy is interesting. Like this guy has no game. I could just tell like a lot of these fitness dudes have like no game or like no understanding of women. Like they're not truly like they're like not their body's red pilled, but their mind isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like what the
Right. And
fuck.
that's coming from a place of scarcity too. Cause I mean, you got to look at it why guys are working out so much. And I mean, I work out every single day, but I do it for a different reason. You know, a lot of them come in because they go through breakups, so they go through losses and stuff, and it's a way to heal and feel stronger. But at the same time, you're just putting on a shell when internally you're still soft. So it's like, you know, if you're not able to callous the inside, then the outside doesn't mean that much. That's the way I
Right.
see it.
100%. And so one of your videos that I was interested in was sun tanning your balls.
Yeah, son, your
So
boys.
what sun your boy. So what have you learned about that? Cuz I have like no I've heard about it, but I haven't really learned about it. So teach me
Yeah,
and the boys.
yeah. So red light is, you know, kind of the big thing behind that. My buddy owns this company called Mitochondria, and basically red light increases the ATP production in your body, so increases the mitochondrial output of your cells, which is where the energy is made. And so, you know, spending 10 minutes a day in that, you feel really. Um, told me, you know, try it on the boys, and so I did it. After 10 minutes, I was in God mode. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, my testosterone's got to be way higher, and I started doing some research into it. I mean, you can look it up. There's some studies, testosterone went up 200% after exposure to it. And, you know, a lot of people say it makes you infertile and all this, but it's like, You realize you've probably had your balls out in the sun, maybe never since you were born.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's like I used to walk around in my backyard just fucking butt naked. I used to work out butt naked, and it was nice because I just tanned my whole body. I
Bro,
didn't
it's
really
like
realize.
born with pants.
Yeah.
It's like, dogs walk around with it, horses, and their testosterone's off the charts.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, that may be some of the hormones they're adding in, but at the same time, it's like, bro, just try it. That's
Just
all
try
I
it.
can say. Everyone is very, they got the cognitive dissonance, and it's like, people are scared of what they don't know. And it's like, all I can say is try it. I don't care about
Fuck it.
scientific studies and any of that stuff because we have the same, and this is going to be on YouTube. So, I mean, the same people telling us to wear one of these,
Yeah.
that's good for us. So, um, yeah, I don't listen to the medical people.
Good. Good. No, yeah. Like a lot of people think that I used to think this as well. Like doctors, I used to like really trust in doctors, and after this whole COVID thing, it really like separated like who really believes in doctors and who is against doctors. Like it totally split down the middle, and I really appreciate that. That's the one beauty of COVID is it woke me up to be like, okay, there's a lot of sus shit going on. They're doing this all because of money. And once I started realizing it, like actually like all the other flu shots and all the other shots and stuff, it's all for money. Like everything they do is for money. They like if you think about this, like they're a business, right? Like a business, and their main source of income is from the patients,
Mm-hmm.
recurring patients.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they want you to be better and never come back ever again? Like what the fuck? That makes no sense. Like just think logically. Like if my main source of income was someone coming back to me for advice on women, and I kept giving him shitty advice, like that'd be my main source of income, right?
Right.
And I keep doing that, but I don't. And so that's what doctors do is their main source of income is unhealthy patients. And so they give them advice that isn't actually going to be a permanent solution. And so one of the things I learned just naturally and through like some of the girls I've met and some of the girls I've dated is health, like just eating
Mm-hmm.
actually makes you a lot better, and you don't need to go to the doctor if you eat healthy and you take care of yourself, because like that's what part of being self-reliant is being able to take care of yourself without doctors or other medications that they give to you. It's being able to take care of yourself by yourself naturally.
Logan, I made a video just like toasting MDs about a week and a half ago.
Hell yeah.
It was the most polarizing video I think I've ever made. It got so much outrage, but there were so many people in support of it, and that's how I knew it was true.
Yeah.
Because I simply said, MDs are pushing pills and all this stuff, and there's no focus on the holistic living, the lifestyle, like diet, your spirit, your mindset. Those things are all what determine your health. And so, giving you a prescription is putting a band aid on a problem that needs stitches at an internal level. And so, I made this video, and people were pissed.
Hell
Just,
yeah.
oh, there's MDs, freaking just attacking me everywhere. You look at their bio, it's got the she, her, he, him. I'm like, yeah, of
Oh
course.
fuck no.
And so those were the only people really coming after me. But I mean, it's true. And if you really look into the history of it, first of all, we got to say this: doctors don't live longer than any of us. So it's not like they have the magic pill. And if you go back in history to the early 1900s, you'd see that 50% of all medicine in the US was holistic and natural based. And
Yep.
today, it's less than 5%. And so you ask yourself, why is that? What happened in that time period in the early 1900s to 2022? Well, there's a family. I'm not going to say their name once again on YouTube because they probably own it, but
Hell yeah.
famous oil barons. They like to make money, and they did a good job at doing that. But at the same time, natural methods were pushed out, and petroleum-based things came in. And here we are. Here we are in the Western medicine world with synthetic things that are actually is harmful. And it's like synthetic. Think about it. You're an organic human being. Why would you take anything synthetic to fix an organic problem? It doesn't even.
Makes no sense.
So
Yeah, and then I think a lot of doctors too they're just so brainwashed from college and stuff, from going through all their teaching and courses, that they truly believe this. And I saw one of your videos on TikTok. It was the Agent Smith
yeah,
mindset. A lot of people have it, and definitely these doctors have as well. Like they totally believe that what they're doing is the way. And a few doctors have woken up and they've spoken on like Joe Rogan's podcast and stuff, which is pretty awesome.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's hard to wake up when you've been like totally indoctrinated to just believe these things, and you don't even realize that you're teaching shit that's fucked up.
I mean, the etymology, bro, which is just the words behind it and what they mean, it says it right there. I mean, they're called doctors and they're indoctrinated. I mean, it's like all the words go together. And I mean, these people have the best intentions. I guarantee it. But
Yeah,
you're coming from a place of a good intention that's told to you versus what you internally know, and coming from observation and experience. So it's like coming from other people's experience versus your own. And, you know, that's where it separates, and that goes to like women and everything. Like you have to be able to experience it for yourself to see the truth. People can't make you do anything. You have to do it yourself.
right,
So
exactly. So what are your thoughts on like fitness in today's day because of social media, and how hard do you think it'd be for other influencers or people who want to be influencers in like the fitness industry to grow?
it's easy because fitness industry today is like, I mean, it's like a beauty pageant more than anything. I mean, I watch these videos and it's like it's a focus on aesthetics, which are great. You need to look good, but you're not that fit. You're a Lamborghini with a Toyota engine. I mean, these people are walking around, promoting, all the stuff on the outside. You got to get the subs. You got to wear this gym fit. As soon as I see a fitness influencer talking about his gym fit like 3 days in a row, I'm like, you're just a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not fitness. And I watched the video the other day. At the end of this video, he's like, by the way, I drive a BMW. I'm like, fucking cares? like, dude, you can't even squat more than 225 pounds. You're fit. Yeah, I'm like, whatever. But yeah, that's not fitness. So it's like if you come in actually knowing what fitness is, and being authentic, like
Right.
you're chilling. My my first video that really blew up and kind of showed me what authenticity can do is I made a video and I was talking about how I support guns and free speech
Yep.
in the United States and stuff like that. And it was like immediately like 7,000 followers, and I was like,
Hell yeah.
huh, if I'm being myself and saying the truth of what I believe, people support that. Yes, I got hate, but I didn't really care because people are like, oh, you saying the truth has inspired me, and that's
Right.
what you have to look at because you're always going to have haters, and it's only more
Always.
if you go up.
And yeah, it all depends on if you want to be average or savage, and that's why
Right.
it's so easy to stand out in today's day in either dating, fitness, social media. If you want to stand out, you literally just have to stop giving a fuck. That's the biggest thing. Stop caring about the haters.
Mhm.
Stop caring what other people are gonna think. And once you stop caring about all these outside things and you stop letting it affect the inside, that's where you really start to grow and you start to see it. Like you start getting better results with your business,
Mhm.
with online, with dating, with everything. It truly shows, and the universe always is telling you like when you're doing something right, and that's a sign that in the universe that you are doing something right. Is when you start getting a bunch of haters, and you start finding those really diehard fans. That's when you know, okay, you're doing something right, because you don't want people to follow you or support you who are like have mediocre feelings for you. Like, oh yeah, this guy's cool, or yeah, this guy's okay. You
Mhm.
want people who are like really, really like I fucking hate this guy or I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
And like the universe like it really tells you like this is like the right thing to do. And when I was doing it, the universe told me like, hey, keep doing it. And I kept doing it, and this is where I'm at now. And it's pretty awesome if you just trust your gut and stop listening to other people and just trust in yourself and bet on yourself as well. Too many guys are afraid to bet on themselves,
Right.
and and that's like,
the
damn.
universe uh, the universe rewards courage, and it's like
Right.
you have to think of success and what you want, and your ideal future is like a wall. It's on the other side of this wall, okay, and you have a ladder up against this wall, and you're really curious what it's like to live as that person. You want to be the best version of yourself. You want to know what that person looks like on the other side of the wall. So you choose to climb this ladder, but there's been rumors going around telling people that on the other side of this wall, you may die. You may die if you peek over this wall and see what you can look like at your potential. So there's people that are
Right.
getting like scared and they'll never climb it. As soon as you start climbing that ladder, which is just life and success, there's people that are going to want to kick you down. They'll get pissed off you're climbing because one, they're probably jealous. Two, they're scared themselves. but there's also going to be people that are inspired by you and hold the ladder still while those other people are trying to kick it down. So you being polarizing and just focusing authenticity and climbing the ladder, which is just your life path, that's how you're going to get success and see who you can become. Because if you try and jump ladders, you're going to fall off. Obviously,
Right.
there's no other ladder around you other than your own. So you got to just be polarizing and keep climbing. You'll have people that hate you. There's going to be people that don't, but people will want to drag you down to their level if they don't have the courage to do it themselves. So just
Yeah. And if you start a business and you try to be as safe as possible and you try to avoid as much hate as possible, I promise you're still going to get a bunch of fucking haters. Like, and you're not even polarizing. You're still going to get haters, even though you're trying so hard not to offend anyone or try to hurt anyone's feelings. It's like, dude, you're still going to get a bunch of haters. And, like, might as well just full send it and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, why half send it and get the same results? Like, what
yeah,
the
I mean,
fuck?
if you're faking it, if you're just faking who you are, people are still going to hate on you because they can tell you're being inauthentic and be like, this guy's weird. This guy's
Yeah.
soft. And it's like women. If you go up trying to beat this persona, they'll be like, what's this guy? I think he's like Heath Ledger is the Joker. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Person, it's a robot.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Um, so for the guys who want to get more interested, or guys who have interest already in like health and spirituality and the health and the mindset, like where should they start? Like 1 week, like what should they do in that 1 week from like day to night for that 1 week to see some results?
If you had 1 week, I'd say day one, you need to separate from all the external stimulation. You need to stop going for dopamine highs and comparing yourself to everybody, and you need to just trash your phone and focus on you. Like sit down and just meditate and look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. You need to be able to look yourself in the eyes and be like, I'm a piece of shit. Like you have to be able to do that because when you can accept it, then you can build from there and move on. Otherwise, you're attached to this image that's behind you. So you need to get rid of everything outside yourself. After that, you need to just start building things and follow what your soul is urging you to do. So, say you want to build a business, just go online and start researching and implement every single step you have. Every resource is there to make you successful. You got YouTube, you got Google, you got all of it. If you want to, become good at a certain hobby, just start. You just have to start and kind of learn as you go. So doing that taps you into your true spiritual side because it teaches you faith, it teaches you courage, and it brings out the most authentic version of yourself because you're doing things that actually vibe with you at a soul level. So yeah, just meditate on what you want. Really like truly understand that. And then just start building towards it, having the faith and understanding that if you set your mind on it, it's going to happen because thoughts are as real as everything else. That's why you go into a dream and you think it's real sometimes. So yeah, thoughts are real, and what you focus on, you attract because everything's at an atomic level, and they all attract to each other. But focus on what you want, and go with it, full of faith, head first, and just with masculine energy, and attack it. Like that's all I can say is that's the best way to get in touch with your spiritual side, and that's what we do in our program. Is we break people down to the point that there's nothing left except their soul, and then we build them up. And it's all about just grinding and going through the process that really connects you with that willpower and the drive that you have internally at a soul level. Because true, you're a brave soul at a deep level, and you just have to get rid of all the bullshit, just like an onion. So yeah, just get rid of everything outside of yourself. Think of what you want, and then just go. That's all I can say.
Hell yeah. And so like for guys who are like eating unhealthy, like what do you suggest are like easy like
Yeah.
healthy meals or like the top healthy meals that you suggest?
Right. So the diet that I give to every single one of my clients, and this is why we have 100% success rate with fat loss and all this stuff, is because we start with first clearing the environment, and that's what I said at the beginning. With diet, first thing you need to do is obviously you need to understand what you eat, which is just clean whole foods, and what those are. if I say that to you, you know intuitively what that is. So it's like
Right.
steak is steak, chicken is chicken, sweet potato is sweet potato, veggies are veggie, and you just break it down and say, okay, those are the base fundamental things of what I need. That's the true things here. And so we focus on truth. You get to that, and then you clear your environment of everything else, because that not only facilitates the progress you're making, but it keeps you from fucking up. So if you don't have donuts accessible to you in your pantry, you can't go grabbing for them. You have to go
Right.
grab an apple or something. So yeah, you got to figure out first what clean, holistic food is, and just base level fundamental food is, and then clear your environment of the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, and I think your diet puts a big impact on like your mental health as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna make you much happier, and you're gonna have a lot more energy if you eat healthier, for sure.
Yeah, your gut is the biggest producer of serotonin in your body. So it's directly linked to your brain, and that's why I've had a lot of people who come to me who are depressed, and I'm asking them why. Like, what's your diet like? Oh, I had Pizza Hut the other night, and I had a Big Mac. It's like, okay, well, there you go. That's your reason why. First of all, you're not eating food, and you are what you eat. So if you're
Right.
eating shit, you're gonna be a piece of shit. And that's just
Yep.
the truth of the matter. So yeah, your diet affects 99.9% of your mindset, 100%. If you eat clean, your mind will be clean. That's it.
100%. And one thing, a lot of people are probably wondering like how I found you, and I found you through a friend because, like I said, I spoke into the universe what I wanted. I was like, hey, I
Mhm.
was talking like to my buddy like how I wanted to find more fitness influencers to talk to for my Instagram, or on my podcast and YouTube, just to add more value to
Mhm.
young men and men in general about fitness, because I'm not really 100% into the fitness like category. I'm more into the dating and relationships category. So if I'm able to bring in people who know more about what I don't know about, then it's gonna add more value to guys who already watch me. And
Right.
so I spoke into the universe, and I was telling him like what I wanted. He's like, "Hey, I got a buddy. Send me your fucking Instagram," and then that was it. You were already following the Instagram actually,
Mhm.
and I was like, "All right, cool, yeah," and then that was it.
That's how it works out, man. Like the universe is always working in your favor.
one
Every
Hundred
single
percent.
time. You just have to align yourself to it. That's it. Like religion is it's a cloudy thing. It's like God and all that stuff. I see it as like consciousness, the universe, source, whatever. You can tap into that by just focusing your attention and your willpower on truly what you want, and having faith that that's going to happen, and literally broadcasting it out with your mind and focusing on it. And because everything outside of you is also you, which is a hermetic law. I've been doing that. I don't know if you've been seeing the series I've been posting, but as above, so below. It's called hermetic law. It's like ancient knowledge. The macrocosm is the microcosm. So we are the universe. That means if you broadcast what you want, the universe has to give you what you want. So, everything aligns if you just live at an authentic level and focus on what you want. And that's how you magnetize people. It's,
Right.
it's it's crazy, and you think it's magic, but it's like you're creating it. You're creating the magic.
100%. Definitely. And so, what kind of content do you make on your YouTube?
I haven't really pushed it yet, so I just kind of been repurposing the TikToks onto there. But I'm going to start getting into the conscious performance. So a lot of the mindset, the spirituality, a lot of entrepreneurial stuff. I get a lot of people coming to me who are like that, and yeah, I mean, just overall holistic living and performance, and just stepping into masculinity too. Stepping into your highest self. Waking up to your full potential. That's the slogan of my brand. Just wake up to your full potential. That means just becoming everything you can truly be, but starting at a soul level. And so my goal is to help 1 billion people wake up to their full potential, and that includes everything. It's not just fitness. So the YouTube's gonna encapsulate everything. I actually have some videos I'm gonna be recording later today, but yeah, getting that going soon.
So how's your relationship with TikTok? Like, do you get any like community guideline strikes or anything, or how does that
I've
work?
had, I've had plenty, but I've learned how to communicate in a way that it's kind of coded. So like I can like this YouTube stuff I'm doing. The
Right.
way you say things the algorithm doesn't really see it as a threat. So you can still get knowledge across without making it a threat to the algorithm, and then you're fine.
Right. Because any word you say on like a live stream or podcast, they automatically translate and they pick it up. And there's, I guarantee for a fact, there is like a group of words that if you say, they're gonna watch your video. Or they're gonna have someone watch your video, make sure. Okay, let's see if we can ban this dude for something he said, or let's make sure this guy's not exposing our fucking secrets. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've had plenty of those, man. And you watch the videos over, because when did you lose yours? How many followers do you have when you lost it?
Oh man, so the first time, so like last year, like I haven't made videos in like 9 months. I just started like just this week or 2 weeks ago. But maybe like a year ago, a year and a half ago, I was on TikTok and I had like almost 200,000 followers, and then I got banned, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna try to get the account back, whatever. Nope. So I made a new one, got up to like 90,000, banned. Next one, 60,000, banned. Next one, like 40,000, banned. 20,000. I just literally started one like literally last week, and I was just doing reposts. And TikTok just knows who I am. Like they just know my face, and they just know instantly because my name is like hashtagged or whatever. So like if you use my hashtag, the video is probably gonna get banned or whatever.
Okay.
But dude, TikTok definitely hates me. I've tried super hard. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna say anything bad. And this new TikTok account was doing super well. Like no community guideline strikes or anything. And I was getting to like 15,000 followers in like one night, and then boom, instantly just banned. Didn't say anything, no reasons, nothing. It's crazy.
What were the videos that what were like the subjects of the videos that got you taken down?
Um, I was doing like I was reposting videos from YouTube of like Andrew Tate,
There you
reposting
go.
video. Yeah, so like yeah, and then I was also reposting videos of like my old videos as well, and I was making sure okay, there's no bad words. Okay, that's the biggest thing. No bad words. Nothing. Like all right, let's keep this straight up. Nope, dude, they do not want people waking up, and it's crazy.
No, they have no chill. Yeah, you gotta know someone within TikTok that can help you out. Luckily, like we've made some connections, so I'm not really worried about that anymore. But it's like you still kind of have to code it. So if you start over and you want to build this thing up, definitely code the way you say things, and they check more than anything. I'd say the hook. So it's like the 3 seconds I think their AI scans it. Maybe that's just my theory, but all the videos that have been kind of flagged for me just came down to the hook.
Right. Like yeah, a lot of my videos, yeah, they just don't like. They definitely don't like me at all, for sure.
They don't like the truth.
Yeah, they don't like the truth at all. But yeah, there's a few good fitness, I mean, dating and relationship coaches
Mhm.
on TikTok. But a lot of them, you know, they get their growth done for sure. Like video suppressed. Like I see their channels, they have like a good amount of like followers, but their views are so low. Like my videos blow up like all the time, like millions and millions of views. So
It's because you
that's
got a truthful energy to you. I mean, most of these guys on here just they're fake. I mean, they're pickup artists, and that's why like Andrew Tate pops off every single time there's a video because it's just this absurdly. It's like annoyingly true to some
yeah,
people, and so whether you like him or hate him, like I happen to love the guy. People hate that, and they still watch it. So I
yeah.
mean, you
He's
being
super entertaining. Like he's
right,
funny as fuck.
hilarious. Yeah, so just like you'll get attention if you're truthful and not really worrying about what people think about it. It works every time. That's how I did it. So
And the one thing I like that he talks about is like the Matrix, like totally like a real concept that like a lot of people don't realize is like, dude, we are living in the fucking Matrix. Like it's crazy.
you want me to take you down the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
So everything in Hollywood, everything in the media you see, I'm gonna say this a certain way. So everything you see is based off of the past, present, or future things that are real. Like these are real things that are happening, and they have to because television. If you break down the etymology of it, television programming,
Right.
they're programming people a certain thought process and way of thinking so that you accept it. And there's this thing called Karmic Transference. And so that's all I'm going to say. But you guys can go on, whatever browser you want and look that up. And that will kind of show you how much of a matrix we live in. And yeah, I mean, everything that you see is happening in the world. And so the movie The Matrix is legit. And whoever makes those things is telling you they're legit. And I mean, yeah, I made a Matrix escape guide that you guys can get for free off of my website, but like it's entrenched in every area of your life. It's mind, body, spirit, finance. It's every belief you've been told. It's everywhere. And so you can't really escape it, but you can learn how to conquer it and transcend it to the point that you're making your own little matrix. You have your own.
It doesn't affect you.
Yeah, because it's like it really is almost impossible to leave it. You just live in the world, and it's like what Andrew Tate says. It's like you don't really want to leave it as much as you want to be unconquerable. Get a bunch of passports, live in a bunch of places. And I'm still yet to do this. I'm working on it as well, but I think if you have hands in every area of the world, you can't really be stopped.
100%. No, that's the goal. Like, that's definitely the goal, is to just be uncontrollable in every single aspect of life and anything you do. So I like that he speaks about that. And Energy is much different than a lot of like other coaches, because he's not really like a coach. I'd say he's more of just he's just a dude. Like
he's a G.
He's a G. He's just the fucking G. And yeah, he's fucking entertaining. And I remember like a lot of people who have always hated on him, like online, they act completely different than how they acted online when they meet him in person. Like, I don't know if you've seen him on the podcast, the Your Mom's House podcast or some shit like that. Yeah, they're totally hating on him and they're totally making fun of him. And then he gets on the podcast and he ends up leaving the podcast with everyone in the studio loving him. Right. And it just shows the power of like having an influence over people and understanding how to interact with people. Mm-hmm. And you know, a lot of people are going to say one thing about you online. I've experienced this too, and that's why I love Andrew Tate, because he kind of shows it like in real life. Is like, you know, when I was getting canceled by like a bunch of like feminists or whatever for the shit I said.
Man, getting canceled.
It's awesome. It's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, it's like I think everyone should strive to be canceled, because then once everyone starts doing it, it's like, okay, well, canceling people is not really cool anymore, or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, you know, when I was getting canceled by a bunch of feminists and stuff, a lot of like my buddies would reach out to me like, dude, this is so bad. I'm like, bro, this is fucking awesome. What do you mean? And like, because they just never really thought the way that I thought. They were like, I only had one buddy who really thought the same way I did, and he was like, dude, this is fucking epic. Like, we got to keep doing this. We got to keep rolling the triggering. And then, you know, we'd meet people in person, because it was going viral on TikTok. Like, had one video get like 13 million views, and that's the one that like triggered so many people, like crazy. People were like making posts on social media trying to cancel me and stuff. And then I'd meet these people in person, right? Because it was just all like in California, where all libs are at, right? And so like I meet these people in person, and they'd either like not say anything and just walk away, you know, and I'd shake their hand, say what's up, and my buddy'd be like, yo, it's your biggest fan. Like, it's some faggot try to cancel me. It's just funny as fuck. But you know, like, these people act completely different. Same thing with girls. Like, I've had girls who tried canceling me in the past, and like I'm meeting them on Tinder, and I'm meeting them in person, and they end up like in bed with me. And it's like that. They're always like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, guys need to wake up. Is like, dude, like, this whole cancel bullshit is totally fake as fuck. It's just fake as fuck. Like, the girls obviously don't mean it. The guys are trying to get the women's attention when they do it, you know. And it's like, dude, like, it's a bunch of bullshit and lies. It's literally just a shit test. And this is what women do all the time. Yeah. It's like to test your strength. And if you don't care, then they don't care. Like, the only person who cares is you. Like, that's the only person who cares about anything in your life. Like, I get guys all the time who care so much about their looks, or, you know, that they're like, they have disabilities or something. It's like, dude, the only person who cares more than you is you. Like, no one cares more than you at all. Like, nobody cares.
That's it. And if you come from that place, it's like you're not even cancelable if you think about it. It's like, sure, they can take away the external stuff, but you'll still come back. Like, you've run accounts multiple times. It's like you're still coming from that same person of truth, and you're not forging this fake personality. It's like the external doesn't matter, bro. It's like I go in the gym. I don't go for a gym fit. Like, yeah, I have a fitness brand and clothing, but it's like I'll go in like a sweatshirt and some just baggy like sweats because I'm going to work out. I don't even care. I can
Right.
still walk out with like a mom versus this guy who's sitting there just staring at his gym crush and just like get nervous the entire time. It's like, bro, I don't care. You know, I'm doing it because it's a purpose. It's like what I'm trying to do. I'm not saying walk around like an ugly piece of shit because like looks are important, but
Yeah.
you get the point.
Yeah, it's like your mindset is so much more powerful, and like a lot of guys will text me like, "Oh, it's only because your looks that you get girls." It's like, no, dude. Like
No.
I've seen so many ugly dudes with super hot girls, and you see this all the time. And I've also seen super hot guys end up getting dumped all the goddamn time. It's because, dude, if you are super good looking and then you have nothing going on in your brain, you don't have a value system or a belief system, and you just aren't a man. Like you just don't. You're not in connection with your masculine energy, and you don't focus on your mission purpose, and all you focus on is women and video games and simple pleasures, dude, these girls are gonna dump you. They're gonna realize that, oh, this guy has nothing going on except for his looks, you know,
Right.
and they're gonna become extremely unattracted to you. Like, yeah, looks get you in the door, right? They help you get in the door, but they're not gonna keep you inside the building. Like, what keeps you in the building is your personality, is your knowledge, and your value, and it's just like all those things. It's, dude, game is so much more valuable than fucking looks. Like, I don't. A lot of guys just don't understand this at all.
And that's the I want to kind of turn on that perspective a little bit. It's like, yeah, so first impressions are very important. You need to know what type of first impression you're making. Um, but past that, like everyone puts this giant golden halo around game and putting it on a pet. Game is not even like game. You think of like game, you're like, oh, you got game. It's, it comes down to just like yourself
Yeah,
authentically doing that. Like you're not even
yeah,
trying the game. You know, there's no trying involved. You're just being. And it's
right.
focusing on being because that's coming from a soul level. And it's like, you know, when I go to a chick and talk to her, I'm the same head ass I am right now. Like I don't care. And
Yeah,
she'll like me or she won't. And I
yeah,
either way, like there's so many other people on the planet, I really don't care. And
yeah. Her friends are always gonna like you. That's
they
all that
always end
matters.
up liking you, bro.
Yeah,
Every time. So it's
yeah,
like I mean that's it.
yeah, dude. Like, I'll take so like one thing I like to do is I like to like take like total like simps to the club, and I just like to like and people that I, like that are in like that I meet, and I just like to take them to the club and just like have them talk to girls and just help them out. And it's funny as fuck, like because they care so much about like what the girl's gonna think about them. And I'm like, I'm wearing a cowboy hat and pit vipers, like I'm just walking around like looking troll as fuck, and I'm just talking to a bunch of milfs, and they're like, how do you do this? And it's like, dude, you literally just have to stop getting fucked. You have to have fun. You have to be playful. Like, have fun. Like that's the biggest thing a lot of guys focus on is like trying to be super serious or trying to be like have like all this game. It's like, bro, just focus on having fun. Like just be yourself, and like, dude, girls are just gonna love that. It's just like
That's it.
it's such a powerful tool. Is like once you just learn how to have fun and not take things so seriously, it's like nothing ever bothers you or affects you,
Mhm.
and like you're just happy, and like that vibe and the energy is like what other people are like looking for. And it's like, giving people that vibe of like, people want to be around me because of this amazing person and amazing vibe I'm giving off, and like, that's what other people want. And that's how you should think of yourself, is like you're that amazing energy that people want to be around.
Right. And like,
Super
people
important.
call that cocky, and it's like, no, I actually believe that. You know, like you come from a place of like you truly believe you're this person. I call confidence, people call it cocky, and there's a fine line between. But it's like everything I'm saying, I truly believe. So there's not really a label for it. And it's like, you know, for the guys out there that want moms, listen, it's easier than women our age because their husbands are boring. So all you have to do is just go up and be a little overconfident and guess their age astronomically low and just
Yep.
with them. And that's literally all it takes. It's super easy. They haven't had a lot of fun in a while. And so
It's
uh,
pretty funny.
it's hilarious. And I mean, yeah, just like have fun with it. Like one time there's this chick in a bar, or was a club. I was in Chicago and I kept messing with this girl and pretending she was like the bottle service girl, and I just kept holding that frame and just kind of messing around with it. And at first she was pissed, and then she kept falling into the frame because I just was not giving it up,
Right.
and we ended up, linking up. And it's like whatever, but just do it for fun. I was just enjoying myself, kind of just being an asshole, straight up. It's just fun to me, but no one was harmed.
Yeah. That's one thing I noticed about like the hardcore like red pill communities. They're not really focused on having fun. They're like super serious like all the
Super
fucking time. Like
so
all
serious.
the fucking time. And it's like, dude, like you're one, like you're not gonna be happy. Two, you're just gonna a lot of red pill guys like yeah, like it's good to know, but it's not good to just dwell on constantly. Like you gotta just understand, okay, this is how the world works and this is how women work, and that's okay. Like
Yeah,
whatever, who cares? I can't change it, so might as well at least have fun around it. Like too many guys they dwell on this whole red pill. Start going down this red pill rabbit hole, and then they totally stop talking to women. They totally like start doubting like all the things like, oh yeah, since I don't have money, this girl's not gonna like me. Because I don't have looks, this girl's not gonna like me. And that's kind of what the red pill tells you. It's like, it's like, oh yeah, she's only gonna go for those type of guys. And so these guys like they just don't put any more effort into anything. They just give up. And it's like, dude, have some fun. Don't take that shit so seriously.
right.
And you're gonna be much more happier and you're gonna create so many more connections. And you're gonna realize that yeah, it's good knowledge to know, but it's not good knowledge to like kind of dwell on constantly.
Yeah, it all comes down to energy and vibe. And it's like that's what I learned from. Because like when I was relearning how to pick up chicks, I went through this period. I was just doing all the pickup stuff, and you go up, and a lot of dudes today will do this, thinking like these lines work, but they'll be like, "Are you from Tennessee?" Because I see. I'm like, dude, you look like you're gonna like, straight up. Like, your energy is weird right now. Thinking the exact same thing. When you're coming in, your eyes are like squinted, and you like have your teeth hanging out, like you're gonna bite her head off. What are you doing, bro? It comes out of energy. So yeah, that's really it.
100%. Like yeah, like that's one thing. I don't know if you know who Corey Wayne is.
Um, I feel like I've heard. I probably was he in like that community.
Yeah, he's in like the manosphere community, but that's one thing I like about Corey Wayne. He talks about more like spirituality and the vibe, and like a lot of guys are so logical, like which naturally all guys are, right? But a lot of guys focus just so much on like algorithms. Okay, you gotta do this step by step. Like it's an algorithm for them when they talk to girls. It's like no, dude, like. Do what's natural. Do what feels natural to you. It doesn't have to be an algorithm. It doesn't have to be like code.
Yeah.
It's just what feels natural. And that's one thing I like about Corey Wayne is he talks a lot about that spirituality and that vibe. It's just that energy.
Hmm.
And like a lot of like these other guys in this space that I'm in is they just focus so much on like logistics of okay, this needs to be at the right time and you do this at the right place. It needs to
Yeah.
be like you have to look at all these signs. You have to calculate it. It's like, dude, you're overthinking that shit way too much, bro.
Right. No,
So
I mean you have to. Here's the thing: is like you can't think your way into a relationship with a woman, and as
no,
soon as you think one thing of what you should do, you've already lost. Because women, again, they're emotional, vibrational beings, and you also have to appreciate that. Like if you're coming in like hating women, thinking they're a certain thing and thinking you have to do, you're done for. Like you have to come in truly like appreciating women and what they are because they have healing energy and women are just like I love women. Like it's a beautiful thing to have in your life. And the times that I didn't have women around, I was stressed out and I was just focused solely on like building. So you need a little balance, but like you have to come in from a place you're just trying to have fun with energy and doing it for yourself and seeing them as like a sidekick. Like they can make your life better, they can make it worse. If they make it worse, get rid of them and go find someone that makes it better.
right.
But yeah, you can't use any logic with women just because it doesn't work like that ever.
Right. And when you're communicating with women as well, you can't use logic and reasoning. You have to just listen because that's how women solve their problems or how they actually like start to like you is by you being such a good listener. It's just like, okay, yeah, like do you want my advice or do you want me to listen? And most of the time they want you to just listen and just
Mhm.
ask questions and like just be like, nice. And then keep telling me more. And like that's how women open up, like, oh my God, you are such a great listener. And they're like, because so many guys are so logical, they're trying to think, how can I fix this problem? How can I fix her problems? How can I be the solution to her problems? And you have to realize, like, dude, she doesn't want a solution. She wants like a connection or like someone to talk to. That's all she wants. And so for
Right.
guys, we want solutions. Like guys, when we have problems, we want solutions. So we try fixing it. Like that's how we think. Like girls, that's the one thing is like if you have problems, girls aren't gonna help you with your problems. Like you have to solve your problems on your own. Like girls are good with empathy and like caring, but when it comes to like logical and like situational problems, those are things that you have to think about and figure out on your own time, like by yourself and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of think of it. It's a weird analogy, but like a lot of dudes want to solve them like a Rubik's cube, I guess. And it's like women are just they're like a certain color on it at a certain time, and you just have to understand that. Like you don't have to try and fix the Rubik's cube because it's gonna get messed up anyway. But you just have to like understand it's there and let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Let her do her thing. It's like just interact with her, man. Like you're just playing with the Rubik's cube for fun at the end of the day. So
Yeah. 100%. Well, yeah. So, do you have any like questions like for guys, or you have any what's it called, any resources for the guys who are listening to this podcast, like where they can find you on social media, all that.
yeah, so you guys can follow me at Mason Kuhr, Kuhr, all socials. Starting to build up the YouTube more. I got my own podcast as well. We talk about things like this: entrepreneurship, fitness, mindset, spirituality, all that good stuff. My brand is the StampedeNetwork.com. The is in there, so you can check that out. And if you vibe with any of those things, I gave Logan a little discount code to help you guys out. And yeah, so that's where you can find me. Feel free to reach out on Instagram if you vibe with what I'm saying. I try and connect with everyone who messages me who shows good energy. So yeah, I'm always down to answer your questions or any of that stuff. And yeah, I love to connect.
For sure. And if you want to go check out some of his products, my code will be in the description of this podcast or video. And you can use that to save 15% off on the website.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that was the podcast with Mason. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.